We have a busy day today, guys. Welcome to the Stoney Ridge Farm. I'm Josh, and today what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be running Big T, and we're gonna be fixing a mess, which is right down here, and we are in a race with the rain, because the rain is coming for sure. So in today's video, we're gonna take you guys and we're gonna show you how I drag the pastures right here, and you can see hundreds and hundreds of dollar bills out there. Those are dollar bills. That's manure pats, and we're gonna be dragging this pasture and getting those manure pats all spread out for the big rainstorm that's coming tonight. And we're also gonna go over across the farm and we're gonna be rolling out some hay bales to the cows. So come along today as we learn a little bit. We'll talk about why we're doing what we're doing to care for the land. This is a holistic, regenerative farm here in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. And we'll show you everything we're gonna do in today's awesome real world farming video. This is what's going on the Stoney Ridge. Folks, welcome to the Stoney Ridge. If this is your first time here, please jump in, pound that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you back. This is a first generation family farm in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. Nothing was here before I got here, okay? So all of this has been built over the years. There's over 1,000 videos out there that give you all sorts of awesome instruction and or lessons on what you need to do to restore the land, and tool reviews and all kinds of fun truck and car stuff. So what we've got here is a pasture where the cows were out for about 10 days. So that 10 days dictated 2 bales a day. What that did was allowed the cows to consume somewhere around 60 to 65 pounds of hay per day, which equates to 60 to 65 pounds of cow poop per day, okay? So if you do the math, we're looking at 6,000 pounds of manure spread on a 3-acre plot of land right here. And I'm gonna take the tractor and I'm gonna take the drag harrow. It's called a Winfield drag harrow, and we're gonna drag all these manure pats out. And they're this big and this tall right now, and they're gonna be this big and this tall when we get done. So we're making big poop patties into little poop patties right before this rainstorm. So we're supposed to get close to a ½ inch of rain tonight. That'll let that settle into the soil, build the soil, bring our earthworms back, bring those microbes back in the soil, and we build an ecosystem. Instead of throwing fertilizer out on the land, we're all about building an ecosystem and saving money. The first thing we're gonna do in today's video, before we drag this, I've got to make sure that the cows are fed. So we're gonna go over, we're gonna pick out 2 hay bales. I've already got one hooked up to the Greg Judy baling roller out here. And we're gonna unroll it on the hillside. So when we get down there, you'll get a better idea of what's going on. We'll toss the drone up in the air and you'll see the cows, man. They get super excited when we get ready to roll out another hay bale. And I'm rolling hay out on bare land. This was bare land like 3.5 years ago. This was bare, there was no grass, okay? It's growing, it's working, and it's healing the land. Let's go up and we'll take a quick look at the tractor and the drag harrow that we'll be using, then we'll run over and we'll feed the cows. So this is Big T, Mr. T, shut up, fool. This is the Big TYM T1104 tractor. It's a 110 horsepower cab tractor, and it's a beast. You can see I'm 6'5", and the tires come up over my shoulders. It's tall. What we have here is the Winfield drag harrow. I'll post a link to this critter in the video description. This has become an instrumental part of my farming and regenerative farming operation, because that cuts little divots in the soil and opens it up for the manure to fall in, and we spread that manure out so we don't have little patches of grass popping up everywhere. Everything is uniformly growing, and the earthworms are uniformly getting fed, and the microbes in the soil are uniformly getting fed. So it's all about building an ecosystem, and that has been instrumental in building that ecosystem. So we're gonna go grab the red Yoda. It's right here, the red Toyota, and we're gonna cruise down. I gotta empty some stuff out of the bed of the truck, and we'll run down there and grab the ATV and roll out a bale of hay. Show you how all that works. Red Yoda, red Yoda. Gotta get our poly wire out. Hey, Tammy. Hey, sweetie. Hey, sweetie. How you doing? I'm gonna reach down here and we'll turn off our electric fence, unclip, and open the gate. Cows won't cross that right there. They're fearful of that line. Right, guys? How's all the cows doing today? Hey, guys, don't be embarrassed. Hey, everybody. How are you? Good seeing you. Where's my sweetie pie? Look out, ladies. Coming through. The four-wheeler is warming up right now. This is a Honda Foreman 500, and this is called a Greg Judy bale unroller. There's a link down the video description if you guys want to pick one up. This unrolls the hay bales out on the land, and you're gonna get an awesome shot of this from the drone here in just a second. All these cows are fat as can be. Every female cow that's of breeding age is pregnant and should start having babies in April. Good looking herd. We're gonna drive on up here and we'll go ahead and roll out a bale of hay on a bare spot. Chore number 1 is done. Cows fed and happy. Now, let's go hop on the Big T and get busy with that drag. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna love the drone footage of me cruising over this area. It's gonna look great, man. Yeah, baby. Guys, I can't tell you what a difference this drag harrow has made in my farming operation. It's been super, super handy. I never thought that a drag harrow could do so much for our farm, but what it's doing here is just breaking up huge clumps of manure, and we're talking about manure clumps that weigh anywhere from 5 to even probably 15 pounds. Each cow is dropping those out its back end every single day. So what I'm doing here is eliminating the need for fertilizer and lime by putting hay bales out on the land and building the soil. So not only is the manure building the soil, you can also see where there's remnants of these hay bales. That is establishing an area that will retain moisture, and that's what it's all about. Retaining that moisture, allowing the cows to tromp and trample the seed bank that's inside that hay bale into the soil, and also spreading out the manure pats. So it all goes full circle. Everything on the farm is holistic. Everything on the farm is related to everything else on the farm pretty much. So it's a symbiotic relationship with the animals, the land, the hay, and what we're trying to do with the microbes and earthworms in our soil. It's really made a huge difference, guys. I can't say enough about how we're accomplishing this task that would typically take 50 years to build the soil, and we're gonna accomplish this somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 7 years. Really awesome. The pH of the soil on the farm here was 4 when I bought the farm. There was 0.03%. That is 3/1000ths of a percent of biologic material in the soil. When we send a soil test off next year for this little section of pasture, it's gonna blow our minds. I know it will. I'll bet you we're pushing the 5% mark by fall of next year. All right, guys. Whew. Man, might have just added back surgery to my list of things to do. So you remember what this looked like before? Now look at it. All those manure pats are all spread out, and not one manure pat is left standing here on the farm. So all of the lumps and clumps that you see out here are pieces of old hay, and all that stuff will deteriorate and kind of rot down. So what we did was just basically introduce oxygen to it again so it'll break down better with bacteria. Awesome, guys. So that's a day here on the Stoney Ridge farm. Just been busy knocking stuff out, got the cows fed, and sprinkles are falling right now. So we're getting a little bit of rain, guys. Thanks a lot for joining me here on the Stoney Ridge farm today. I thought you guys might like this day in the life of the Stoney Ridge farmer. Cool. Pound that like button, jump in, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you back here on the farm with me. See you next time. Woo!
Come on down to the Stoney Ridge, bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge.
Woo! 100 millionth time here, please.